So one time I had a student and she liked to dress up in cosplay and often came to school in character, wearing wigs and makeup and stuff. And one time I walked by her and she was happy, and I walked by her 2 minutes later and she was very, very sad, kind of like tears in the eye, and I was wondering what caused such a dramatic change. And I noticed her cell phone in her hand, and I asked her, hey, are you suddenly sad because of something you read on your phone? And she's like, yeah. And I asked her to tell me about it. And she had posted some pics of her on her Instagram, and someone had written something really mean. Said like, you're not that character, you know, wake up, you know, get with reality, and was basically making fun of her for dressing up in cosplay. And normally, if I see someone suffering, my response is to try and cheer them up because, you know, I want them to see, you know, what I see, which is their beauty. But in this particular case, instead of telling her why she could be happy and why she could cheer up, and I instead asked her some questions, and my intention was to try and get her to tell me the sort of things that I wanted her to believe. So I said, hey, why do you dress up? And she said, well, you know, because of this, because of that. And as she was telling me, she became more and more excited. And I was like, well, do you have other people who get it? She's like, oh yeah, and she started telling me about it, and she's getting happier and happier. And then finally, you know, she gets to this point where I realized like she has found her center, and I asked her, does that guy get it? And she said, no. I'm like, then do you care what he thinks about? And she said, no. So, there are many morals to this story. One that is about using cell phones, one's about, you know, doing things for the right reasons for yourself and not for others. But the moral that I really want to get at is when you're trying to help pick someone up, you might notice that it's actually easier to help them pick themselves up, and it's actually more meaningful because when it comes from them, it's just more powerful. That's the moral of the story.